So very warm welcome everyone. My name is Mahima and I am the part of engagement marketing team at Hero Wired. And today we come here in order to present a very exciting webinar for you all. And before we move into the session, a quick introduction about this platform, which is Hero Wired. So everyone, Hero Wired is a premium LearnTech company, which is the part of the larger Hero Group, which is currently on a mission to not only reimagine the way people learn, but also help them in building a better and a brighter future. So we at Hero Wired, we also ensure that we are equipping our learners with the right kind of skill set, knowledge, and expertise that they would be requiring in order to find success in their careers. So as you all know that today you have signed up for a very exciting data science session, machine learning session. And in order to present that session, we have a seasoned professional here with us. I think Madhur just got a internet issue and he'll be joining us shortly. And our professional is known by the name Madhur Gulshan. And today he will be taking you through his expert insights. And for those of you who are joining us for the very first time, a quick introduction about our speaker today. So Madhur Gulshan is basically working as an assistant director at one of the big fours, which is EY. And he has also been an ex-data scientist. And today he is going to take his entire career trajectory and whatever he has learned throughout his career into data science, machine learning. He is going to portray all the information and all the expert insights in front of all of you. So a quick hygiene check before we start the session. So as you all know, we are in a webinar setup and you won't be able to switch on the mic and the cameras. So we have enabled a Q&A section and a chat box. So if in case you want to make this session interactive and, interact with Madhur, you can, write your responses in the chat box where Madhur can read them and respond to you as well. And if you have certain queries and questions, you have a Q&A section and you can just put down your queries there. And Madhur will be more than happy to answer all of your queries. I think, Madhur, you're on time. I have just set the housekeeping rules and you can take over. You can start sharing your screen now.
Thank you so much, Mahima. So the agenda for today is you'll understand very layman term what machine learning and data science world all about is. Then I'll also tell you what are the various techniques somebody as a fresher needs to be aware when they begin their career in data sciences. So just some list of not very exhaustive, but some of the very basic technique that we all need to be aware about. And then I'll walk you through some of the industry examples. I'll also show you some of the ads where you don't even imagine that, what is happening in this world. And right now, a lot of things behind your back where you or I don't give a thought is actually governed by different things using data science technique. And then I'll very quickly tell you the landscape which is available right from junior level up until very senior level in data science world. Why learning this is important. So let me know once my screen is visible.
Sure, Madhur. And you can maybe start with a small profile introduction about yourself so that our learners could know you better.
Okay. All right. I thought you did that part, but yeah, no problem.
I,
So I am
I
an
surely
assistant.
did that part, but I wanted to hear from you. Our audience might want to hear from you how your journey
Absolutely.
has been so far into the domain of data science, machine learning, and how are you doing?
Okay, sure. Absolutely. So I am right now assistant director with one of the big four handling the data science portfolio. Prior to this, I was working with Fractal Analytics and Check. I have consulted almost all the 100 Fortune companies and have been on site throughout the world solving business problem. Uh, in total, I have about 15 years experience in this field. And I am also, very active with my alumni, which is Mumbai University. And I have also taken a lot of, I'm also adjunct faculty over there. So I love to basically, teach people about new things which is happening right now in data science. When I was doing my masters, these kind of platforms were unavailable, and it really gives me a pleasure to make learning much more easier for the participant to understand and then learn. So That's the intention that I have. And uh, I'm going to share my screen right now. Please let me know if it is visible.
Yes, Madhur, we can see the screen.
Okay, all right. So all of us know Harvard Business Review has said data science is the sexiest job of 21st century. Now, people have started to misuse this word a lot as well. Not everybody is a data science, but they think sometimes that data science can solve any problem that you have at hand. In order for you to solve a problem using data science technique, you should have basic understanding of what data science actually is. And whether you today go for an MBA or for any other master's degree, even if you are an economist, if you are a psychologist, if you are even studying geography, there is a huge amount of data science which is involved right now in humanities. So forget about engineering, forget about medical. Even humanities subject have now incorporated data science into them. And if you want to excel, if you want to reach and make a career in any of the other field, then also basic understanding of data science is a must. So what data science, what traditional computing has been? Let me just, we used to give certain input to the computer. Some programmer who has knowledge of programming, be it Java, be it C++, used to write some program and then give it to computer. Computer used to follow whatever steps is mentioned in this program and used to give the output. Now, machine learning is completely opposite of what this is. Machine learning is I will provide you input, I will provide you output. You now computer has to come up with a way to create relationship between input and output. And this way essentially is the program. So when I talk about this, we all have heard the word called big data. And what do we do with big data? The most important thing that we do is called deep learning. Now, deep learning also has multiple layers. I will not go into detail right now because I don't want to make this session too technical. But please understand that right now, computer themselves are smart enough to write the program for you. You really don't have to write any code. Nowadays, softwares are available where by simple drag and drop, the way we create PowerPoint, the way we create Word, you can create a machine learning algorithm yourself as well. But creating the algorithm is not sufficient. You need to understand what is happening behind the curtain in non-mathematical way. I never believe in teaching, double integration or triple integration. What I believe is understand the theory. And I'll also bust some of the question that I very regularly get: artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. These three words are used interchangeably today, but as you can see, artificial intelligence essentially is the superset of machine learning. So machine learning is just one part of artificial intelligence. Deep learning is a special type of machine learning. I'll take a pause. If any one of you have any question, any comments, I'd be happy to take those questions. Now, we all have used Alexa, we all have used Siri, we all have used Google Assistant. All of these are essentially nothing but coming under the plethora of artificial intelligence. We right now have self-driving car. These are also artificial intelligence. Now, the example that I have given you, they belong to artificial intelligence, but the way they work at the background is completely different. We, how many of you have heard AlphaGo? So AlphaGo was created by one of the leading IT firms, and it won against the world champion KJ. You all have heard now supercomputers can play chess better than any of the world grandmaster. All these these are actually telling the machine how to become more intelligent, how to calculate millions of calculations within a fraction of a second. Now, machine learning typically is, from the beginning, is divided into two type of algorithm. One is called supervised algorithm, another is called unsupervised algorithm. What is the main difference? The main difference is essentially supervised algorithms are used for prediction, used for forecast. If you ask me how much rainfall a particular place will receive, I have a machine learning algorithm based upon temperature, humidity, a lot of other factors, wind pressure, wind direction, etc., etc. And I'll be able to give you the forecast. If you today want to ask me what would be the sales of, let's say, a cold drink in a particular part of India or in a particular part of US, I can build a model. If you today ask me what would be the stock price of, let's say, Reliance tomorrow, I can, with a certain level of confidence, give you the price prediction for tomorrow. And trust me, a lot of trading in the stock exchange today is being done by computers, what we call algorithmic trading. And this has become, from earlier, only people who knew the technique were able to do it. Today, even you and I can do the same thing. And then I have listed down various techniques which comes under supervised and unsupervised machine learning algorithm. All of these are must to know, very easy, very simple. I'll take one example. KNN, very difficult name. K nearest neighbor. K in data science stands for X. Now, I have told you about KNN. How many of you have heard about spam emails? Just give me a quick. How many of you have received spams? Just put on chat yes, no. Okay. Now, what is the if I say spam, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Do you know what spam actually is? Spam is actually a meat byproduct which was used by no Sandhya, which was used by military troops, and it used to contain all the parts which we don't like to eat in a meat. So therefore, the word is spam or ham. And trust me, today, if you visit any of the supermarket in US, you will still get spams being sold at those supermarket grocery stores. So now that's the history of how spam came into the world. Now the way a machine is able to detect whether an email is a spam or a ham is using the first technique that was deployed was KNN. Now what KNN is? KNN is, I'm just going to make it very simple to you. If I ask my mother, Mom, what do you think? Am I a studious student or am I a bad student or bad boy, right? In college or school days. What's the thing that my mother will take into account? How many people Gulshan is in touch with? So let's assume I'm in touch with 5 people. Out of those 5 people, how many students are actually studious and how many are loafers? That's the most simplest thing my mom will consider. My mom will not consider with whom I'm talking on WhatsApp, with whom I'm following on Instagram. She will only think how many people I know, and of those many people, how many are good and how many are bad. That was the simplest algorithm designed to be able to filter spam emails versus non-spam emails. So these are some of the techniques which is very, very, and now it has obviously with time become more sophisticated, more complicated, and much more accurate. So before you are able to make any sort of classification or any sort of regression, you need to know these basic techniques, which will be covered if you join this program. On the program part, I think Mahima gonna cover a lot more once I complete the session. But typically, what is the life cycle or what is the day-to-day life of a data scientist like me? I get to discuss the problem statement. Then after the problem statement is discussed, the business problem is identified. I'll look for data. Now, while looking for data, I'll either be able to get this data from free portals. Today, a lot of free data is available. And then there are business data which is available only via client. So I am going to ask the client to provide me those data. Substantial amount of time, even today, by me is done on data preparation. Data massaging is an essential part, understanding the outlier, understanding the data, and then I proceed ahead and build a machine learning algorithm. Now, today, I really don't need to write codes. The code for all the techniques that I showed on the previous slide is ready-made available. That is not what brings value on the table by having me as a seasoned data scientist. What brings value? Which is the right technique? What is the strength and weaknesses of those techniques? I'm able to understand, it's on the tip of my head, and I'll be able to choose the correct 3-4 algorithms and then be able to check the accuracy. Then comes what we call model deployment. Model deployment is a very, very essential part of data scientist. And in model deployment, what do? We basically scale up the model so that the model is automatically running with new data that is coming in. And by that, we are able to do prediction and then reap whatever the business benefit is. So that's the life cycle of a business cycle. Now, I'm not going to cover these in detail, but some of the examples that I really want to focus on: manufacturing, retail, healthcare, life sciences, travel and hospitality, financial services, energy and utility. Now, think about it. If I tell you that you have replaced a particular part of, if I am able to tell you when you need to change your tube light, when do you need to clean your air condition, so that you are able to run your plant very, very smoothly. We can use machine learning algorithm to do predictive maintenance, which is a very, very crucial factor. Condition monitoring. What is the condition of my plant? How is the quality of my product? Warranty reserve estimate. How many faulty product do I have right now in market which will come under warranty? By all these things, I'll be able to put aside a budget and then be able to bring my other investment more profitable. In retail, predictive inventory planning, recommendations engine, upsell and cross sell. Now, these might sound like, very difficult thing for you, but, you know, let me ask you one thing. How many you have a grocery store near you, which is not your local kirana store, but it's sufficiently big? Come on. Things like DMart, Reliance Fresh, uh, so on and so forth, any hypermarket. Come on, I need participation. So rest of the people, you have never visited a hypermarket. Should I take that? Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you for the response. Now tell me, if I visit Reliance Fresh, you must have seen Reliance Fresh Spar Atta, Reliance Atta, Reliance Sugar, Reliance Tea, so on and so forth. If I go and visit DMart, I'll say DMart branded product. Those all are kept at locations which is easier to reach. Essentially, they are occupying the height which is near to the average height eye of a person, because they want to sell their own product. It is called private label. And people actually go and fight. In your store, my sales was so much and so on, and you need to give me this much of shelf space. You need to place my product here. I'll again give you an example. You must have, heard about the famous case where beer and diaper are sold together. That comes from an analysis called market basket analysis. Very, very crucial. Which two product you will club together and which two product you will keep at the furthest distance. People typically buy bread and butter together, right? Before they buy bread and butter together, I want them to walk the full aisle so that they see some other tempting product and they should be able to grab one. So therefore, the assortment of different things is also right now being governed by data science algorithm. Beer and diapers being sold together. A lot of time, typically in the Western countries, the father will go out, buy a diaper. I do that for my son as well. And if I see with the diaper, I see a crate of beer, I'll be like, okay, let's grab few. So these kind of psychology, these kind of analysis with proven hypothesis and proven psychological result is already there. So whenever you are walking inside a mall, please remember some data scientist has designed those floors. Whenever you are walking inside an airport, understand that the layout of the airport is also very, very deeply designed by data scientists. It is not some architecture simply designing, here you will have this spot, here you will have that spot. No. Apart from the architecture, understanding, data science is very, very heavily involved. Healthcare and life sciences, of course, this goes beyond saying, right? Today we have smart watches that can monitor our blood pressure and oxygen level. All these have become possible due to data science. Travel and hospitality. Understand the moment Make My Trip has shown a dip. You will see a dip on Clear Trip. You will see a dip on a Yatra. They are all doing a lot of web scraping. For me to do it manually, to go on Indigo website, to go on Vistara's website, to go on, Air Asia website, it takes a lot of time. These portals are scraping the website of all these airlines on a real-time basis. Imagine how much, and for every route, imagine how much web scraping is being done. And that all is possible using data science technique. Financial services. You must all be getting, request for credit card, request for loans, blah, blah, blah. The moment you buy one loan product, you will start getting calls for another loan product. What is that they are happening? They are trying to upsell and cross-sell you. Energy and utility again. A lot of things happening in this space. I specialize in this space as well. But understand the amount of electricity that comes to your home. If even that voltage increases by a certain degree, you will see the MCB coming down. Somebody has designed those things. And those designs are not just governed by physics, but also governed by data scientists. How much load a wire can take. Otherwise, once in every blue moon, one full neighborhood will have all broken and burnt appliances. So a lot of data science is being applied right now. How many of you have a OTT subscription? Please raise your hand. Say yes or no. OTT platform like Amazon Prime, Netflix, Z5. There are plenty. Okay. Do you know what Netflix did? Netflix actually hosted a contest on Kaggle, and the winner was given a very handsome, huge amount of money. It was what we call today as recommendation systems. And the most popular recommendation systems, you might not have heard the word, called collaborative filtering, won that award. And today, the moment you sign up for any of these platforms, the moment you go to GeoTV, it will ask which are the three languages you want to see, what's the genre of the things. So the moment I am logging in, it is able to give me certain recommendation based upon what I have given or set as preference. The moment I started to watch on YouTube, so the YouTube video that you will see on your mobile phone would be entirely different from the YouTube list that I get. The job recommendation that I get on LinkedIn would be entirely different from what you get. Understand that there is certain cohorts which is being established by YouTube, by all Netflix, by Amazon Prime, by Z5, which essentially is trying to personalize your experience. And all that is happening without you even realizing it. There was a very famous company who used to increase the price of product on their portal by the device type that you are using to log in. So if you are using an Apple or an iPhone mobile, the prices is higher as compared to if you are using a Android. It has now been made illegal, but trust me, for a couple of years, they were doing that in US. The prices would depend upon what device you use. And if you use a costly device, I can sell you the same thing at a higher price. There then came a regulation, you can't do that online. But trust me, unlike India, if some of you have traveled to US, there is no MRP. A seller is free to sell their product at any of the prices. Two stores nearby can sell you the same item at completely different prices, and it is completely legal. There is nothing against that. And they were doing the same thing. It became illegal very recently. So trust me, a lot of things is happening behind our back, which we don't even realize, but we are actually being governed by some sort of data science algorithm. How many of you have a Facebook or an Instagram account? Come on, guys. I see very little enthusiasm, very few people responding. If you're not liking the session, okay. All right. Facebook, Instagram, okay. Do you pay to Facebook or do you pay to Instagram? Do you? No, not paying at all, right? It's not Netflix, right? You can use Facebook and Instagram free of cost. How are they making money? How is Google making the money? Indirectly by ads. Okay, yeah, right. How about Google? Google never gives ad, right? Selling data. What sort of data are they selling? You see the Google page here, right? Do you see any advertisement? No, right? Now let me show you a video that I found very funny. Let me. Now tell me, how many of you will buy such a suit? Will you use it to find burglars? Not feasible for Indian condition. Yes, I agree. How about the rest of you? I just see one no. Yes, yes, yes. Today we are, today we are seeing products which we have never imagined earlier in our life. And all these are happening using some sort of data science algorithm. Don't just simply think that a IT or a tech company has designed a solution. A IT or tech company is incomplete without data science. And the reason for me to show you this particular ad was even the most trivial things are becoming more innovative. Things like a shoe can be used to take selfie, a shoe that can be used to take, a scan to make payment. We have never imagined such a thing, right? So all these space, our lifestyle will change drastically. What it was used to be 20 years back and what it is today. And trust me, the rate at which it's gonna change in the next 20 years would be very, very different. And all of that complex problem is being solved using data science technique. Now, a very important question that I get to ask by a lot of people is, where is the career? What sort of career can I have if I learn this technique? Okay, so let me know if my screen is visible. Please give me a thumbs up.
Yes, Madhur, we can see your screen.
Okay, all right. Thank you for confirmation. Now, jobs in data science. A lot of digital marketing, cloud engineer. Within data science, there is a separate job for data scientist. But don't think that a web administrator or a full stack developer or all of these, a UX designer, all of these will be working with a data science team. So no matter in which of the tech or IT domain that you are, the full life cycle of the company or of the product is incomplete today without the use of data sciences. Now, I'll tell you the type of companies that we have right now. And technology and IT product company. What is this? Technology product company makes product as a software. So they use software and make a product out of it. Google, Microsoft, Netflix, Cisco, Facebook, etc., are falling in the such category. But if you see Infosys, TCS, Cognizant, Wipro, they essentially are executing software projects for somebody else. I'm not sure how many of you have filed ITR up until now, but trust me, the latest portal designed for Government of India income tax portal is by Infosys. And they are using a lot of data science algorithm to find out who are the people who are evading taxes. I saw recently a SP able to analyze post-examination data to able to uncover that the question paper was actually leaked. And he took help of one of the data scientists to analyze the marks of a student and then come to the conclusion that the paper was leaked for this examination and the examination should be cancelled. So think about different use and different perspective of data sciences. Having said that, then you have consultancy company. One of the company where I work for is here, listed here, McKinsey, BCG, Bain, EY, Deloitte, PwC, KPMG. All of these company giving consulting project use data scientist as one of the integral part. Then you have captive IT. Captive IT means I am using the IT and the different allied services for my own benefit. For example, we all must be having a net banking account, right, with any of the bank. Those bank will hire people with software engineering background to design a website where they can be able to log into their account. They can see their amount of money in real time. And then if they have taken a loan, if they have done a deposit, if they have done any sort of investment, they are able to cross sell and upsell their product. Do you know how Visa and MasterCard make their money? Or for nowadays, Rupee has come. Anyone? How Visa and MasterCard makes the money? By transaction? Okay, no idea. Suppose I am bank HDFC and you are bank Axis and you are using Axis card on a HDFC terminal. The moment you swipe your card, Axis Bank goes and tells HDFC, oh, listen, this person has 5 lakh rupees in the amount. The moment I will know, okay, this person has 5 lakh rupees in their account, I will send my representative to that person's house and I'll ask them, please open an account in my bank. So no bank want to display the balance of a particular customer to other bank because there is a high chances of poaching. Visa and MasterCard came into picture. They said, fine, you don't share data among yourself, share your data with us. I will simply go and check your account. If you have 50,000 rupees, if you say yes, I will let the other company know and they will deduct the charges. If you have a credit card limit of, let's say, 5 lakh rupees, somebody wants to do a transaction of 5,000 rupees, I will simply go and check if this credit card has 5,000 rupees or not. If you say yes, I will let the transaction happen. And in order for me to provide you that service, I will charge a very, very small commission. The very small commission is roughly about 2% nowadays. In general, it can vary slightly lower, but they are using a lot of data science technique to be able to classify their customer, to be able to detect if any fraud transaction is happening. Similarly, insurance companies are also using a lot of data science techniques to be able to understand if the claim is actually true in nature or false in nature. Then we have BPO and KPO. Infosys again and TCS again, both are very, very renowned BPOs. Genpact, WNS. And then you have third-party contractor and freelancers. So you see that these are the type of companies and some of the examples that I wanted to share with you. Now, product-based company, you must have heard the word SaaS, PaaS, so many difficult. SaaS is nothing but software as a service. PaaS is nothing but product as a service. Adobe, Amazon. What do you go and do on Amazon? You go and do shopping, right? But do you know the biggest revenue today for Amazon is not from its shopping portal at all? Can anyone tell me what is the biggest revenue for Amazon? Ads? No. AWS? Yes. Somebody said it right. What is AWS? Prime Minister? I don't understand what Prime Minister, what do you mean by that, Adya? AWS is Amazon Web Services. Very correct. What does it do? देखो मुझे नाम मत बताओ. You guys don't tell me the full form. AWS is nothing but using, okay, Prime. Okay, all right. No, not Prime at all. In fact, with Prime, it's data center exactly. Amazon is actually hosting the big data on their server, and for that they are charging huge amount of money. Their services like data lakes, AWS, S3 buckets, etc., etc., are the core revenue earning item because they are a subscription based services. For every single use, even the company needs to pay Amazon. And apart from Amazon, there are two more companies. One is Microsoft. You must have heard about Microsoft Azure, very intensively used in data science world. And then the third is Google Cloud Platform. So GCP, Microsoft Azure, and Amazon AWS are the three places where big data is being hosted at the moment, with a lot of inbuilt analytical feature. And then, of course, I have already told you about Facebook, Google. All these companies comes under the category of SaaS companies. Now, let's quickly move on to what type of role you will have. So I have again coding, non-coding, blended. I have just, you can take a snapshot. I don't have a problem. But trust me, the reason that I want to showcase you, I'm not going to discuss each of the job description, but then you will see that data science can be done by people who know coding, can be done by people who don't know coding, a little bit of coding. I'll not say no coding at all. And then some roles require blended. Okay. And trust me, the amount of coding required in data science is not very, very hardcore. You just need to know the basics. And sometimes those basics, those easy things are also difficult when you are learning. Therefore, you need the right industry expert to teach you that. Otherwise, you will end up, you know, nowhere. And then you have again some more example in IT services, so on and so forth. But again, slightly different from product-based services. Here you have few different roles where you also will have the role of a business analyst or a role of a what we call ML engineers. ML engineers role is very heavily coding required, but the role of business analyst, no coding. You can use Tableau, Python. You will never use Python. You will use Tableau. You will use Power BI. You will use Excel. A little bit of VBA or macros if required, which needs coding, but very less amount of coding is needed. And then you have roles which is blended. So whether you become a manager or you are fresher in the field, you will need to know certain aspect of data science. Very few places you can do well and reach the higher level without the knowledge of data science. Basic level of data science is a must. And if you deep dive into the career space right now, I'll not, in the interest of time, I'm going to end my session right now. But trust me, if you reach to a level where you are in the decision making process, you will eventually need to communicate yourself with data scientists. And in order to understand the recommendation, you will have to understand data science. And this field right now has more demand than supply. And there is a very big dearth, acute shortage of good data scientists in the industry. There are data scientists who are good, but good just from coding perspective. There are data scientists who are good from other technical aspect, but people who understand business, there's an acute shortage. And if you have business knowledge, if you understand the full horizon, then it basically takes you prepared to jump onto a higher designation. Not everybody gets a promotion in any of the company, but the people who are promoted are very, very less, and they are the people who have been able to perform. The reason that they are able to perform is not because they are technically very, very sound, but because they have technical knowledge plus business knowledge. And business knowledge takes time to come. So I'm going to end my part of the session now. If you have any question, I do see some of the questions. Please post your questions in Q&A. Please don't post on chat. I won't be able to see chat and reply on for your question. So please use the right place to post question and answer. I'll try to answer all of that by before this session ends, but I'm gonna hand it over to the Hero Wire team. Over to you, Mahima.
Thank you so much, Madhur. That was a very good session, and I hope it was useful for our audience as well.